lying. How did that?
No, I'm not lying to you.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Arrow Video and Shameless and Now 88 Films proudly present. I will be reviewing Arrow Video's 2011 release of the opaque vigilante film The Exterminator. Now, as I covered the Shameless label in my previous review, I will in turn examine the top dog in what is the surprisingly now competitive market of UK cult home video labels. Arrow Video is an offset label of distributor Arrow Films, who since 1991 have been specialising in world cinema. Established in 2009 with the first ever uncut UK release of Lucio Fulci's Gothocalypse effort House by the Cemetery, the label has evolved or devolved, it's up to you, from gimmicky slipcase special editions to near Criterion level releases of films no one would have ever imagined or wanted even to grace the light of a film scanner. Though 88 Films have taken over in the sheer bravura in the obscurity of some of their releases, for a long time, for many an unquote cult fan, Arrow Video was the home of the impossible Blu-ray release. With no signs of stopping, Arrow Video is set to make its mark in America with its US releases. And for me, all I can say is good luck to them. And a Bruno Mattei's box set would not go unappreciated. Now, on with the film. The Exterminator is a 1980s vigilante film written and directed by James Glickenhaus and starring Robert Ginty and Christopher George. The film, even though a critical failure, broke even its $2 million budget and grossed, according to its director, $10 million in today's currency. A sequel, Exterminator 2, which was also released on Blu-ray eventually in 2016, was made, but without the director's approval. The Exterminator, although not the quintessential example of the genre, features most of the vigilante conventions and a narrative similar to other vigilante films. They play out predictably, almost caricature-like, with no major alteration from typical character assignments of this genre. These include the violent but sympathetic, for a serial killer, protagonist played here by Robert Ginty, his martyred friend played by American Ninja Steve James, the cynical but determined police officer played by Christopher George of Pieces fame, as well as the atypical tabloid staple city scum that becomes cannon fodder for the man they push too far. My first Arrow Video purchase, The Exterminator, was a polarizing yet memorable experience. Nothing unlike the 80s excess I expected upon first reading up on the film. It is a grim and raw effort that expresses a genuine tension felt by most New Yorkers of the time, distressed of the decayed state of their city. Though a breeding ground of creativity, especially in film, that era of New York's history was indeed a dark one, and though it made for terrific exploitation cinema, well, you wouldn't want to have lived there. Speaking of which, The Exterminator is pure exploitation cinema, complete with confused social commentary and an approach to taboo subject matter that also uncomfortably limbos between black comedy and the purest of sleaze. The film feels like a mid-period De Palma film gone very, very wrong. Only on Light Dressed to Kill or Sisters, this one has teeth. The Exterminator has lots of blood, brutality and sincerity that, whilst not a prime example, still pretty much sums up how most people consider exploitation films to operate. There is some mean butchery in this film right here. However, a languid pace and some stone-faced, ultra-minimalist acting make for just a few moments of dead air, which prevent it from being a flat-out classic. However, it's still a nice time capsule of 70s New York with 35mm shots of 42nd Street and the like. If that sounds cute to you, then go for it, son. The first release slipcase special edition of The Exterminator from Arrow Video is quality. It comes complete with a double-sided poster, entertaining booklet notes from David Hales, and 3 choices of Blu-ray cover sleeve, a feature I truly miss from Arrow Video's contemporary standard releases, though the card slipcases are not collector-friendly and do get easily dog-eared, so there's an argument for both, I guess. The picture and sound look as good as the film deserves. This was a cheap film, don't expect the red shoes, but at least everything's clear, which I imagine due to the dark colour tones of some scenes would have become an issue on previous VHS and DVD releases. Also, the audio on the DVD release prior to Arrow Video was fucking god-awful, tinny and echoey, and a certified contributor towards deafness. Avoid like the plague. The mono audio here is a bit lacking in punch, but still, sure as hell an upgrade from the previous release. Extras on the disc include an informative interview with director Glickenhaus, a tour through 42nd Street circa 2011, helmed by Basket Case director Frank Hellenhotter, as well as an audio commentary with the film's producer and director of its sequel, Mark Buntsman, moderated by Callum Waddle, which is also informative, fun, and worth at least one listening to. In conclusion, The Exterminator is a plodding yet notably brutal vigilante film, and the Arrow Video release is not chock-a-block, but is good enough for a film with as much as a confused identity as this one. Watch for nostalgia or curiosity's sake, and if it leads to a purchase, then so be it, but not essential. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for your time.